Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Give it a few more minutes.
Yes, if we can.
Awesome. How's everybody doing?
Good. Hi,
Okay,
Raylene. How are you?
good.
Good. Have you guys, I'm Raylene, by the way, your account executive with Open Mortgage. Everybody who's on the call, has anybody heard of the Dream Builder, the lease option to buy, or have done anything like this program in the past?
No.
Okay. Let me know when I should start. It won't be a very long meeting today, only because I am booked today till about 1 o'clock. So I would like to set something tentative up with everybody in the company with you guys, maybe like an hour to go over kind of the nuts and bolts. It can be there's a lot of information to go over. So today I'll give you as much information as I possibly can to give you selling power and to let you understand the program a little bit. And then afterwards, any questions you guys have, please feel free to email me right away today. And towards the end of the day, when I'm done with my meetings, I'll make sure I get back to everybody.
Hey, Chi, have you started recording? You have started? Okay. We'll cut all that out. We'll start in a few seconds though, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Chi, you got that? Thank you so much. All right. I think that's I think we're good. I don't know if Peter, Brenda, is Peter on or in today or?
He is, but he's talking on the phone.
No, that's okay. Yeah, it's 9:47. We'll go get started today. Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had a great week. Yeah, just for purpose of time here, we'll cut everything straight to our guest speaker and cover the rest. We do have Raylene from Open Mortgage. I know this was a short notice, guys, but a lot of questions came up last week regarding some of the FHA products, especially those around I-10 or foreign nationals. And so we've been fortunate to have Raylene fit her schedule in. So without further ado, Raylene, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. And I'll try to get to the point in as little time as I have to help everybody understand it. We do offer on this program, it is a lease option to buy. As you know, as he had mentioned, that FHA is no longer doing DACA right now. I-10 is another thing that I offer going non-QM. I do I-10 DSCR and I do I-10 primary on the non-QM side. My rent-to-own lease option to buy Dream Builder, it accepts I-10, 3.5% down, as well as DACA. So you still have a home to put these loans. These are properties. Let's start with the borrower. The borrowers are usually going to be your FHA fallout. FHA requires a 2-year work history and 2 years of income in the file. Let's just say for whatever reason besides DACA and I-10, let's say income reasons, your borrower just doesn't work going FHA. Maybe the DTI is too high. The Dream Builder offers 50 over 60 DTI. So that's a huge selling point. 50 over 60 on DTI, 580 FICOs and above. 1 year of income. If it's a W-2 borrower, only send me 1 year of income. I do not want 2 years. I will only calculate the 1 year. That should give you guys better income and still allow you to hit the 50 over 60 DTI. Self-employed, you could do profit and loss. You could do even just 3 months bank statements, or you could go full doc for 1 year of income on those. So you do have, again, you're just going to be calculating 1 year of income, team, to help you qualify on this program. This program, like I said, is going to be your FHA fallout. Your borrower who wants to, let's say, quote unquote, take advantage of the market. They can, instead of renting or leasing a home, they can actually put 3.5% down plus some fees, qualify as the future home buyer, our entity, Tule River, approves them, and Tule River is the one who purchases the property. Your borrower's whole point of this is to be able to get into the home of their dreams. They can do whatever they want to the home. They could, take over the mortgage later on. They could sell the home, but they're building equity while they live there. That equity is a big deal. So they're not just leasing a home or renting it in the neighborhood. They have interest in this property and they're building equity. They will be on title with an assignment addendum that is giving them the power to, it's a lease option to buy. And they have options to take over the payments at any time. There is no prepayment penalties on these. Like, they have to stay in the property for 5 years before they could take over the payment or just purchase it outright. They could do it at any given time that they feel now they can qualify for a standard loan. So when they say, hey, I now qualify with 2 years of income for a regular FHA loan, I want to go ahead and assume the mortgage, they can. They will let Tule River know. They will assume the payments for 12 months, refinance, the home is theirs. They can purchase it outright with another 3.5% down the road. Or they can say, you know what, I don't want this property anymore. I want to sell it. Based off of the purchase price when they bought the home, let's say now it's worth $100,000 more in equity. When that home is sold, Tule River, the entity, will take out their fees and our borrower gets the rest of the equity. Or the borrower can stay in the home for 40 years and the home is theirs 100%. It's a 30-year term with a 40-year lease. That's kind of the nuts and bolts of it. Does anybody have any questions that I can help you with?
What's the exit strategy?
The exit strategy, I believe your exit strategy, your best one is to assume the mortgage. So when they feel like, hey, I can qualify now, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, whatever the case may be, I now can qualify to assume the mortgage on a regular standard, loan. They can let the entity know who they're leasing from, Tule River, and say, hey, I qualify for a loan now. I want to assume the mortgage. They'll assume it for 12 months, as FHA's assumption is 12 months. They would assume the mortgage. And then at the end of that 12 months, they can refinance and put the home back into their name. So again, this isn't somebody who is just leasing and paying somebody else's mortgage. This is somebody who is leasing with the option to purchase the property, whether it's I-10 DACA, somebody who just doesn't meet the DTI qualifications for standard FHA, what have you. They're building equity in the home and they can modify the home. They can do whatever they want to the home. Like I said, they can continue leasing the home and stay in it, or they can assume the mortgage or repurchase the property down the road. I do a lot of these every month. These loans do take a little longer, team, to close because we have the entity involved. So I would say 45 to 60 day close on these. So if you have sellers, agents, the loan officers, everybody involved who needs this closed in 30 days, they're not going to close in 30 days. These are a 45 to 60 day close. Again, I think the biggest thing that rings out with my clients is that if you're not buying right now for whatever reason it may be, whether you're DACA, you're an I-10, you're not meeting the threshold the 46 over 56 DTI or whatever the caveat is that you can't get that loan done as an FHA, this is your other option to still get your borrowers into the home that they want, build equity while they're leasing the property, have some kind of ownership on title for the lease option to buy, and have the privilege down the line to make two options. I'm either going to stay here or I'm going to sell it and I'm going to take the equity out of it. If you're doing self-employed on these, this is a great option to do anywhere from 3 months bank statements or a 1 year profit and loss with 3 months bank statements to back it up, or 1 year full doc. Again, because it is the 1 year income qualifications, let's say W-2, we only want 1 year of W-2 income, which should help your borrowers qualify. 580 FICOs and above. We do make exception basis. What I'd like to share of my experience on this program, there are some caveats that I urge you to make sure that your borrowers meet, is a 12-month VOR, whether that's from a private party, and if it is, back it up with 12 months canceled checks, or from property management company. This whole program is designed to make sure that the borrower has the ability to repay, because they don't qualify for a standard loan now. We want to make sure that they do have the ability to repay. 12-month VOR, you only need one trade line reporting for 12 months, 0 times 30. These are all manual underwritten loans, so there are no DUs, because remember, your borrower is the future home buyer. Our entity is the one who is going to be wiring the money to escrow and purchasing the home, with your borrower on an addendum assignment on title, giving them the option to stay in the home for 40 years, assume the mortgage with an assumption at any given time. There is no time clock. Whenever they want to, they can.
Is there a rental shock remaining? Does rental shock payment apply?
No, you should be fine with the rental shock. I haven't come across one that I haven't been able to get done. The one thing I haven't been able to do is I have been able to get an exception on living rent-free with family. But that one, we need an exception, and I can send you the information on. If you come across somebody who's living rent-free, they're going to want some other caveats with the file to, like, hey, maybe they have, more reserves, or maybe they have a better FICO, or, and I can send you that information. But my experience with these is the 12-month VOR is really important. The one trade line, 0 times 30 is really important. 580 FICOs, even though we advertise and say we do less than the 580, we do. I just closed one that was a 543 FICO, and I had to get exception. We even do these with 1 day out of BK.